we have started tapping our maple trees. We'll see how it goes. The temperature is right. I was just having a little trouble placing my taps, and one of them's leaking a little bit on the tree instead of into the bucket, but we'll see what we get. The temperatures are just right. It is above freezing during the day, is below freezing at night. So I've got these going in this maple, and then I have this little guy over here that I'm going to do, and this bigger guy, and then we have over there where that target is, that's a maple. This one by our van is a maple. In the backyard, up over our roof, that's a big old maple too. So we're hoping to get a decent harvest this year. A 1/4 inch that we put in here. Just use a 1/4 inch bit, and then I got the tubing for it. It's flowing. Not a whole ton, but it's flowing. So they're definitely doing good. And for this one, I'll probably tap it. When I find my other tap, I'm going to put one more in here. Because you can see this is a pretty big diameter tree. Then I'm making my garden plans. Here's my remnants of last year. I know some people like to clean up their garden in the fall. I don't bother. I'm not particularly concerned about it. Maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know, but I've not had any issues yet. I like to leave the organic matter in the soil so that in the spring I can go ahead and dig it in. You can see I have remnants of tomatoes and such here, and every kind of trash blows around out here because the wind is just something awful. But I got my landscape fabric. I'm going to be expanding this. This is a farmer's field, so obviously we don't go there. And I'm going to come in about to here. So we're about 6 foot from the farmer's field. I'm going to plant a row of sunflowers because they do spray. Unfortunately, we're sprayed around all 4 sides. So I'm going to plant some sunflowers in to just kind of help be a barrier. We haven't had too much trouble. We try to be really careful not to overspray. It can always happen. But I'm going to expand out my garden here. In the background past that little maple tree, that fenced in area there is my other garden. So this here is going to get changed. Where my raised beds are, that's going to go away, and I'm going to turn it into a row garden. And then my new, hi Magnus, oops, pick yourself up, buddy. Those sticks got the best of him. So when I've expanded my garden, I'm walking out to where it'll be. So I'm lining it up with here, so I'm going to have a whole lot more space. That's another 20 to 25 feet. And we still have our nice open area that we like to shoot off fireworks this part of the yard, so we're leaving that alone. You fell down. Are you okay? Can you say hi? Okay. So anyway, I'll be showing you on paper my garden plans for this year. I've just kind of been laying out exactly how much food I want to can and preserve for my family of 10 and be able to share with friends and barter and trade, just give as gifts. So that's what I'm up to here. We've been throwing eggshells out. I apologize for the mess. Just the wind blows stuff everywhere. Time to clean up again. If you're in the military, we're going to have what's called a FOD walk down. If you'll know what that terminology is if you're from that world. Anyway, so we've got a whole bunch of eggshells we've been throwing out here. This is my peony patch. And then this is my strawberry patch that is under the snow. And then this is raspberries. I've never really done much with them. I've not really schooled myself too much on how to raise raspberries, but this year's different. This year we're going to, and hopefully get ahead of the Japanese beetles this time, because they really, really like raspberries. Oh, and then let's see. We got Jeffrey over here talking to us this morning. I'm trying to find somebody who will trade me some hens or something for him, because he's a cute guy, but he just doesn't really fit in at the homestead here. The only doe is his mama, and that's not happening, so he needs to go be the sire of a little herd of his own. And out here, I've got my landscape fabric. They got away from me. Oh, I got away from me in the fall. I've got my garlic bed here. I can't wait to see how those do. And then this is all potential. I have a whole diagram drawn out for exactly what I'm going to do with this space. You can see I've got the eggshells here too. And then we got the rooster saying good morning. And the boys are playing with an empty bucket. I don't know which one of my kids likes to leave these in here. They bring water out to them right now. And they drink until they're full. They get as many buckets as it takes, a few times a day. When it's spring and summer, they have big troughs. Good morning, Hamburger. Good morning, big guy. Hi. He's a big boy. And there's Steako. And then there's our chickens. They really want to come out and play. I'm not quite ready for them to come out just yet today. And some of them managed to escape. They are escape artists. So hi. You can say hi. Yes, what a good boy. And then it's just time for them to have food and water. Time for the hay. And we're eager for this all to thaw out. The boys either go in the barn at night or sometimes they go in with the chickens. And yeah, I think we're all ready for spring. There you go. That's the homestead for the morning. There's Mr. Aiden doing his job, right, Aiden?
Yes.
And here's Ms. Astrid. What you gonna dig up, Astrid? What? Oh, are you digging your own garden? It's a little frozen yet. You might have some trouble. I'm thinking I can't decide if I'm going to turn this area by my other garden here into a paddock for the animals or if I'm going to turn this into another garden. That's to be determined. Over there we had fenced in a separate paddock, but that did not work out well. So we're going to have to buy this some more of this red line fence and put that up because it's just stronger. We had just chicken wire, which was only intended to be temporary, and unfortunately predators got to our chickens. So Mama learned a hard lesson, but it's going to be nice once we get the red line fence in there. And then way over yonder where that evergreen is, I want to make another paddock that goes all the way over there and then comes around to the barn. And that'll give us a lot of room for our critters to roam in. Like I said, I picket them, but I also like them to be able to be in a pen. Oh, you do need to blow your nose. Gotta go. Magnus needs a nose blowing. You're some hungry boys this morning, aren't ya? Yeah. I love those little horn buds. They're just the cutest. Yeah, little steak and hamburger will be steak and hamburger come winter. They'll be big boys by then. There's Mama Kitty Trixie. So, I guess I'm giving you a tour of the homestead. This is the front door. What are you doing, Jeffrey? Silly boy. This is the front part where the house is and the barns and such, and where we keep all the critters. And Ms. Maple is over here being a cute little heifer that she is, aren't you, girl? The ground is soppy here. There used to be a huge arena barn where this open space is, and it got blown down in July of 2010. I was literally in the hospital. I just had Aiden, and a bad storm came through here. And then we had another one a few days later that completely flooded our basement. That was some wicked storms. But this ground, where the arena barn was, you can see it's kind of rocky. It's not particularly fertile for much of anything, so that's part of why I think it'd be better suited to a paddock. And then, oh, there's Mr. Piggy. Mr. Piggy's spoiled. For a pig, he gets a whole lot of space. He gets this whole area back here all to himself, don't you? I swore I wasn't going to get any more pigs after loading them into the trailer debacle, but I'm planning on it. Hey, big guy. Say hi. He's a good boy. And then back here, there's really not much to see. We call this the death hole. This is just, they had to dig quite a bit of soil out to make our new septic tank. And at the time, we didn't have the means to fill it in. Magnus, get out of there. So now I'm planning on having some soil trucked in and turn this into a pumpkin patch. Come on, no, you don't go in there. No pretty pleases are gonna work. And then this is just my holding area that you saw. And again, boy, the cows are doing a number on this. We're gonna have to redo this. Magnus, no, at the time we were working on it, we didn't know it, but we had a bad cold, so it was the cold, whatever. The one that shall not be named. It is what it is. We survived, and I managed to build a fence through it, so whatever. It wasn't fun, though, I'll tell you that. I understood why I felt so bad. And then this is just, this is about 2.5 acres of pasture. We grow our hay, so it works out real well. Sometimes folks drive real slow out here. I don't take too kindly to that. You never know what folks are up to. I try not to be too untrusting, but sometimes people surprise you. I had my cow picketed in the same spot for a few days, and we'd bring her food and water, but we didn't leave a trough because she'll knock over with her horns. Somebody called us in and said they were concerned about our animals. Just blew me away. We take such good care of our animals. We feed them, we water them, give them love and affection. As somebody who doesn't live here and doesn't know how we feed and water our animals, assume the worst. And you know, you just never know with people. Homesteaders, I don't know. Sometimes folks are just weird. Yeah. And here another, anyway, yeah, that kind of irritated me a little bit. Yeah, you've seen my animals, they're well cared for. But anyway, you know, a lot of these folks that are clutching their pearls would rather see 50 cows piled up on their manure 10 foot high, and they consider that okay, but they don't consider you tying a cow out and moving them around on fresh grass okay. You can't make sense of everything. You can see here something interesting. So since we do have all of these, we have all these row farms around here, traditional farms, what will happen a lot of times is the soil will blow. It'll blow everywhere off of their fields. So what I just showed you is, well, they gave us some soil. They gifted us with some soil from their fields that we had a real bad blow, and we just had so much topsoil from surrounding farms. And excuse me, let me have scissors. Astrid, no. One of my children has scissors. That's how I get for not paying attention. But anyway, that's it. It's not that particular exciting. It's just a little homestead, and it's ours. Homestead farm. I don't know what you want to call it. Pretty much what it comes down to with any of them is the whole reason we homestead, the whole reason we farm. At the end of the day, it comes down to food. You grow your animals for food. You grow your gardens for food. You up your security for food. Because at the end of the day, what we're all trying to do here is feed ourselves. And there's a lot of folks out there who don't like that too much. So you just never know. We just do the best we can. We keep to ourselves and take care of our animals. Try and love our neighbors as much as we can. Sometimes that's not so easy, I'll tell you what, but we try. And yeah, this is our little slice of heaven. The last shot I'm going to show you is our big maple tree out back. This thing is massive, so I'm going to be able to get quite a few taps in here. And Ms. Astrid is getting over a cold, and the cold wind really triggers that coughing reflex, doesn't it? But yeah, so I'm going to be tapping this bad boy next. Thanks for coming along for my rant and ramble, guys. I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye now.